Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is January 13th, 2024, and more referees have come forward clear in Barcelona in the Enriquez Negreira case. Also, Bruno Guimarães has been linked with Barcelona once again as Newcastle are facing financial fair play rule problems. And finally, the time is running for Barcelona to sign Feyenoord's midfielder, Mats Wieffer. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Bo, and as I reported earlier in previous days, I'm currently making 2 videos a day in order to break down news into 2 shorter videos. And I've already made the video earlier today. So if you haven't watched it, make sure to head to my channel, watch it. Lots of great news, some of it bad, especially when it comes to the operation to sign Messinho, which is currently in danger. And I haven't said that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps the channel continue to grow. Now let's dive right into the news, because it's been reported that Barcelona have reached out to Inter Miami, which is the home of Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and now Luis Suarez, in order to set up a friendly match in the summer of 2024 as part of the Barcelona US tour. But unfortunately, Inter Miami had to say no. Now, the reason Inter Miami said no to the friendly match is because they do have the League's Cup, which they are currently the champions. So they will be participating in that cup as defending champions. So they're not going to be available for the friendly match, which of course it's a shame, because it would have been nice to see Barcelona play against Inter Miami with Lionel Messi, Busquets, Alba, and Luis Suarez all part of that squad. Now, it seems that Barcelona will be doing another U.S. tour during this summer in 2024. However, they're talking about maybe a shorter tour than the one in 2023, where the club spent 2 weeks in the U.S., 10 of those days spent in L.A., with the final days the team traveling to both Texas and Nevada. And now they're talking about a shorter tour with stops maybe in New York City and Orlando. But of course, this is not final. This is still in the planning stages. So we're going to have to see where Barcelona end up going during this summer tour. But just know that Inter Miami will not be one of the clubs that Barcelona will play against. Now, more news, because more referees, and this time is Mateu Lahoz, who has come forward clear in Barcelona in the Enriquez Negreira case. I talked about this in yesterday's video, where it's been revealed, or La Vanguardia revealed, the interviews of 21 referees that the police interviewed in the Enriquez Negreira case. And every single referee in that case said that Enriquez Negreira had no influence in the committee of referees, and there was no way that Barcelona would have been able to influence match outcomes, because again, Enriquez Negreira had absolutely no power as one of the many vice presidents that the committee referee had. And in fact, his title was totally honorary, where again, he barely had any power, and he actually did not receive any salary. Well, now one more referee has come forward to clear Barcelona in Enriquez Negreira case, and it's no other than Mateu Lahoz, who said the following, and I'll make this bigger for you so you can see it. But he said, if you think Negreira influenced the referees, why did I disallow a valid Barca goal for the title match? Now, great question by Mateu Lahoz, who he's referring to that La Liga race where he disallowed the valid goal for Barcelona, and Barcelona ended up losing that La Liga trophy and Real Madrid win it. So he's saying, if Enriquez Negreira was paying referees, how is it that he ended up disallowing a valid goal, by the way, for Barcelona that cost them an entire La Liga title? This doesn't make any kind of sense. So one more referee, and this time Mateu Lahoz, who's been the biggest Barcelona hater all throughout his career, again saying that Enriquez Negreira had absolutely no power to influence anyone, and there's no way that Barcelona was able to influence competition or referees, because again, Negreira had no power. And also, we all know that there's no evidence of cash payments directly made to referees. And speaking of cash, of course, Barcelona did pay Negreira around 7 million euros over the span of 18 years. And a lot of referees have come out and said that's not even enough to pay the salaries of all the referees that played in La Liga during those 18 years. So how do you expect for Barcelona to convince a referee who earns 250,000 euros to accept the bribery when 7 million euros over 18 years is not a lot of money. Now, there was also the talks about how Barcelona bribed referees because the son of Enrique Sterira was taking out referees to restaurants and to karaoke. Well, it turns out the son of Enrique Sterira was doing that with all the referees for all Catalunya matches. So that includes Barcelona, Girona, Espanyol, and even Nàstic, who I think they play in the second or third division. Whenever referees came to Catalunya, he would take them out to dinner, kind of a hospitality thing. It wasn't to bribe referees because, again, how are you going to tell me that a referee who makes 250,000 euros a year will be persuaded by going to karaoke? It just makes absolutely no sense. And again, just another desperate attempt by the Spanish media to distract away, especially as the Spanish Super Cup final is tomorrow. Now, more news because we do have to talk about Bruno Guimares, a Newcastle midfielder who has been linked to Barcelona once again, because Newcastle are currently facing some very deep financial fair play problems. Now, Newcastle were acquired, I think it was about 2 seasons ago, by a Saudi fund. And as a result, they've been spending like crazy in all the transfer markets, summer and winter. And as a result of their overspending, they're facing now some problems with the financial fair play in the Premier League, just like Manchester City are. And as a result, Newcastle will be forced to sell players come this summer. And there's speculation that Newcastle could be selling Bruno Guimares or be putting Bruno Guimares, given his high market value, because by selling Bruno Guimares alone, they can solve all their financial fair play problems versus having to sell, let's say, another 4 or 5 players, which would end up completely weakening their project. Now, as a result, Bruno Guimares has been linked with Barcelona. It's been revealed in the English media that when Bruno Guimares' contract was renewed, I think it was 2023, there was an exit clause added to that contract. Of course, this is not something common in the Premier League. It's common in La Liga, but not in the Premier League. And it's reported that Bruno Guimares does have an exit clause in his contract that's worth 115 million euros. Now, reporters are also saying that Bruno Guimares would rather go to Barcelona or would prioritize going to Barcelona. Unfortunately, despite all this news, I have to say I don't have any hopes, or it's practically impossible for Barcelona to sign Guimares because, again, 150 million euros Barcelona simply cannot afford. So even though Newcastle end up putting Guimares on the market, even if he does have that exit clause that the English media are talking about, just no way Barcelona can afford this signing. Would I love to see Bruno Guimares in Barcelona? 100%. I think it would be one incredible signing that would immediately boost the team and raise the level of the team. But given that financial situation, I say it's practically impossible. Now, talking about midfielders, the time is ticking and Barcelona are running out of time to sign Mats Wieffer. Now, if you don't recall who Mats Wieffer is, I talked about him several weeks ago. He's a 24-year-old defensive midfielder who currently plays in the Dutch league for Feyenoord. Barcelona had been tracking him for quite some time, and were considering him as one of the options for the pivot position. And they were actually considering him as a low-cost option, given the other options that Barcelona were thinking about, including Zubimendi. Now, I say a low-cost option because Feyenoord are reportedly asking for 25 million euros for Mats Wieffer. Of course, that's still a lot of money for Barcelona, unfortunately, but it's much, much less than, let's say, someone like Joshua Kimmich or Zubimendi, which Barcelona were considering. Now, the reason I say that Barcelona are running out of time because it's reported that Atletico de Madrid have now started to move to sign Mats Wieffer because Barcelona have not made any moves. Again, it's a problem of financial fair play rules, as I've explained in many, many videos. Unless Barcelona receive the 40 million euros from Barca Vision, they cannot sign anyone. And since they have yet to receive that money, they have not made any moves in the market. And Atletico Madrid are taking advantage of Barcelona's inaction. And now they started to move to sign Mats Wieffer. So it looks like one more signing will be getting away from Barcelona. Again, I know a lot of people comment in my videos that Barcelona are too slow to move for players. It's not that. It's our financial situation. When you don't have money, you don't have money. If you can't afford a Ferrari, you can't just go buy it. It's not a matter of you moving fastly or not. If you don't have money, then you don't have money. Anyways, that is all the news for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good night. And as always, Visca Barça.